gentlemen, to Smackdown Live, the first one in 2017. Before I get started, I want to say this. I saw Bring It to the Table that had that guy, I can't remember the one from Hot 97. He had JBL, he had Paul Heyman, and it wasn't a bad thing. But I want to say this. When they came to the part where they were asked, should Raw go to 3 hours? Because everyone has been critiquing Raw being 3 hours. And JBL tried to justify it in a financial standpoint. And then Paul tried to make it by a certain standpoint, saying pretty much, the internet are a bunch of bitches. They cry like little bitches. Now, you know what? In some ways, they're right. But this is the thing that I take a critique about. It's not about the length of Raw that's the issue. A lot of people don't understand this. Raw being 3 hours is not the problem. Raw having almost nothing on there that works is the problem. And JBL was trying to justify saying, if you take away an extra hour, you're not going to give the talent something to do. Well, guess what, JBL? The problem isn't that the talent will have nothing to do. The talent's doing nothing at all. Because you got so much filler in there and such bad writing. No one is getting over, no one is being seen, and no one is getting heard. That is the issue that I bring up. It's not the issue that it's 3 hours. It's the issue that none of the writing and the way you structure the show is working. That is the reason why Smackdown is over. That's the reason why I got better ratings. And this show, actually quite good. Of course, there were several things I don't like. One, Naomi wasn't there again. Now, someone told me that Naomi's hurt. I know I did a quick flash. I put her in the corner right here. I am going to put her in the corner. But if it's true that she's hurt, there's nothing you can do about it. You got to deal with it. I still love Naomi. I still believe she deserves something. And if they're not going to give her anything, let her go to TNA. Naomi for TNA. I'm going to put them in the corner again. This time, maybe I'll actually get the images proper where my face is not covered. I'm still working on editing. I'm not a very good editor. I'm sorry. And I'm at least honest about it. Anyway, first thing I'm going to talk about, and that I don't like, American Alpha versus Breezango. I don't hate American Alpha. I do like them. But why are we doing super squash matches on SmackDown Live? It's bad enough you have almost no teams on SmackDown Live that get anything done. Vaudevillains are not even seen anymore. Ascension barely is seen. The Usos, I understand that Jimmy's hurt, so I understand about that. Then you have the Fashion Police. Then you're not seeing Rhino and Heath Slater together again. So that means you got American Alpha and you got the Wyatts. I don't want to see teams not get anything. They should have something done. Now, like I said before a while ago, there's very little writing on SmackDown, so it looks like they're not doing what they need to do for all these teams. They deserve better. But here's the problem that I see truly hurts me. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts, how long did they have the titles? 3 weeks? 2 weeks? You guys tell me below, how many weeks did the Wyatts actually hold those titles? A month, maybe? A month and a week? If I remember correctly, they've only had it barely within this month. Well, the past month of December. I take that back. Not this month. Well, I can't add this week into that month. Barely a month. And they job. And worse yet, Bray Wyatt didn't defend the title. I hate the Freebird rule. I think it's stupid on SmackDown. Leave it exclusive to Raw. Have the Freebird rule for the, and as I said this before, have the the Freebird rule for the 3 great ones of Xavier Woods, Biggie Langston, and Kofi Kingston, and New Day. They must be the only ones to use it. The reason Freebirds got away from it, well, not got away from it, got away with it back in the 70s and 80s is because it was a fucking Freebirds, and they were the only ones to do it because it was exclusive to them. When you start spreading it around to another part of the promotion, to other people, it becomes irrelevant. And then it doesn't give the shine to the people that deserve it. Bray Wyatt should be holding an actual title. It shouldn't be switched around between Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Luke Harper and, calm down, Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, you know what I mean. It should only be for the New Day, not for the Wyatts. They're not the same type of team. And then now you get the Titantron. You get the little talk. You get to see that now Randy's saying, run. And Luke looks at him like, who the fuck do you think you are? That's Bray Wyatt's stick. It makes you think, how long are they going to keep them teamed up together? How much longer? A few more months? Another month? Before Randy Orton breaks off and tries to fight with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper again? It was a beautiful thing to see Bray Wyatt win that title. The first freaking title he ever held. And the guys in Smackdown really emphasized he never held a title ever. And he finally has one, and when barely within a month or under a month, he jobs. And I'm not even talking about him having to get pinned. That was Randy Orton getting pinned. He has to lose the freaking title so quickly. And then now he's going to do the same thing he did before. Talk. When he should be holding a title and being menacing. It just angers me that they fucked him up already. And I know people are going to say, no, he's not fucked up. Yes, he is. They should let them hold the title for at least 2 or 3 months at least. The minimum is at least 3 months. A good amount is 6 months. They don't even have that. They held it for barely a month. Or under that. I'm moving on because this is the 3rd time I tried to do this video. Let's move on to something that's positive. Carmella facing, what was her name? Alina? Alina. I believe that's her name. I know she's probably not going to be on the roster. I wish she was because we need more women. But you got Carmella working with... She still doesn't represent New York very well looking with Ellsworth. Being with Ellsworth just doesn't look good for a woman of refinement of New York. But if you take away my feelings about it, I'm actually happy she's working with someone. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Carmella's one of the type of person that needs someone to play off of. That's the reason why her Enzo and Big Cass was so dynamic. If she has someone to work with, she becomes better and she becomes dynamic. She must work with someone. And I'm glad she's working with the Ellsworth. I'm moving on. You got the Nikki Bella talk with... This is a problem. When you're doing something like this, when you're trying to pit 2 women and involve men, if you only involve one of the men, it actually does not work. TJ had to be involved in this. Tyson Kidd needed to be talked about when it came to Nikki Bella and Natalya. I'm sorry. If you're going to mention John Cena, you got to mention TJ. You got to mention Tyson Kidd. But if you're not doing that, it doesn't feel like it's something that'll work. You got to give a reason for Natalya to really get fucking pissed off that she's not getting an option. Yeah, she did a very good line. So did Nikki Bella. But once you start involving John Cena into the mix, you got to involve Tyson Kidd. You got to give a reason for Natalya to be even angrier than a Nikki Bella. Because look, Tyson got hurt by Samoa Joe last year. Not on purpose, it just happened. And in this situation, it would make sense to have Tyson talked about. You can do satellite stuff with Tyson because he can't come to the ring. He's still injured. He probably will never wrestle again. Because of that injury, he will never wrestle again. Or if he does, it'll be another year or 2 before he comes back, if ever. But still, you can have him do something. You can have him be a part of it, even if it's just recordings that'll be shown at the Titantron because he can't be there. I want to see that. But this is what we got. Becky Lynch versus the Luchadora. Another woman we see on Smackdown Live. I know this woman probably will be there. Now, unless it's someone from NXT, which I'm hoping for, I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's Eva Marie. It's a possibility it's Eva Marie, because Eva Marie is taller than Alexa Bliss. It's a possibility that it is her because her eyes kind of look like Eva's. But if it's not Eva, I'm hoping it's someone from NXT. I wouldn't mind it. We need... Look, ladies and gentlemen, we got 1/3 of the roster of Raw. And we have to do more than Raw. We need more women. We need more women. The Dolph Ziggler breaking. Oh, they broke Dolph Ziggler. Maybe I'll use that. They broke Dolph. I can't think of what would be the best thing. Broken Dolph. I know that sucks because that's Matt Hardy's stick, but this is what you're doing. You finally reached the point with Dolph Ziggler that he's been getting his ass kicked, He's been losing matches. He gets opportunities and loses it. He gets opportunities and loses it. And again and again. And if they're going to keep doing this with him, eventually he has to reach a breaking point. They make it very clear by the commentary team, this is what you get. Dolph Ziggler breaks. Maybe that'll be better. In the end, Dolph loses his match to Baron Corbin. He gets so angry after the Sin Cara partner, the Callisto, comes to protect him, that he kicks him in the face, goes in the back, tries to beat the crap out of the, well, I am glad to see Apollo Crews get some type of attention. And it wouldn't be bad to see that Dolph Ziggler turns heel and doesn't do the Dolph Ziggler stick. He goes completely dark and he beats the shit out of everyone that gets in his face. That would be Callisto. That would be, well, the best way to do it would be Callisto, would be Apollo Crews. He literally tries to cripple Baron Corbin after he deals with John Cena. We'll be talking about that in a minute. He goes through Rhino and anyone else to get to the top. He doesn't act like he normally does. He acts dark. He just pretty much does what I did in my book in the Wrestler series. He becomes a dark character that just kicks everyone's ass, doesn't say anything, just goes, and it's over. But that's just me. Dean Ambrose. He's champ now. Flashing it there. This is the strongest type of feud we have, next to the one I'm going to talk about in the contract signing. This is the strongest feud that I've seen in a while. Dean Ambrose dealing with The Miz, who is the best, let's be honest, in most recent history, the best heel we've ever had is The Miz. Taking away from Batista, taking away from Chris Jericho. He's the best we've ever had. And I'm so glad that he's in this feud because it works. With what happened in the match when Maurice got kicked out after smacking the taste out of the face of Dean, not once, not twice. No, he smacked him twice that time. It works. The only problem I have is Renee Young. Renee needs to be involved in it. Renee needs to be at ringside with her hubby. Renee, of course, got her face smacked in by a Maurice. And I really feel that this next week, you must have Maurice deal with a Renee Young. You don't have to have a match. Just have them come to the ring or something in the back and let Maurice get the taste smacked out of her mouth by a Renee Young. It's necessary. If you're not going to have Renee Young at ringside, you must have her smacked out woman at least once. I really do think that's the wise thing to do. If she doesn't want to do it, it makes no difference. She must do it because she's involved in this feud. And I'm hoping they're kind of building up to that. That she's getting more and more annoyed about it. She can't stand it anymore. And then she smacks the taste out of the mouth of Maurice, who is a gorgeous looking woman. I don't care if she smokes coke or sniffs coke. Whatever that the Slug Daddy said. Anyway, the contract signing is the last thing I believe I will be talking about. Well done. Daniel Bryan did well, as he normally does. AJ does very well, like he normally does. I don't understand by him going like this, though. Is that a nervous tick or something? I just felt like that's kind of like nervousness or what you call like excess energy that he just can't contain. That he wants to do something, like he wants to say something. So he's going like this, moving around to try and relieve that excess energy. And I believe I know the reason why. Because John Cena cut one hell of a good promo. He did. Let's be honest. He did. AJ cut a very good promo. And John did as well. Making it very clear. I don't give a damn. You think you're better than me? You're not. I'm going to show you why I'm John Cena. sometimes sounds southern, sounds like a black man, then you can hear the little Boston bit in there. But in the end, was this a good show? Oh wait, almost forgot about Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin coming out to challenge John Cena next week. I truly am scared for Baron. Morgan, if you see this, be scared for Baron. If I didn't put his face up right now near mine, I'm scared for him. Because if this goes bad, he will be buried. I'm hoping he won't. But, taking away from that, was this a good show? Yes, it was. This was a very good show. We saw different aspects of stuff. Dolph Ziggler is now turned to broken Matt Hardy to a certain extent. He can't take it anymore. Natalya, I don't really like that. But it is something. You got Carmella now dealing with a James Ellsworth. Becky Lynch is dealing with Alexa Bliss and the Luchadora, whoever that is. It's something different. You're not getting that from Raw, so you are getting this from SmackDown. I am quite impressed that it's at least better than SmackDown, but it still needs work. This was a good show, but they need more writers. I wish they would get more writers for this show. It's not about the length of time of the show. It's about writing properly for the show. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me a comment below. I'm trying to get my reality of wrestling review done, but it's just, I don't have the time. If I can get it done tomorrow, I will. If not, you're going to have to wait until Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I hate doing it 4 days late, but it's what I'm stuck with. Have a good day.